Put a crew together. We're going after him.
It's not a book. It's a weapon. A weapon aimed right at the hearts and minds of the weak and the desperate. It will give us control of them. If we want to rule more than one small town, we have to have it.
People will come from all over. They know exactly what I tell them if the words are from the book.
I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, peace and safety to the hopefully elect, all the sincere Akim scattered throughout the four corners, pushing his word in sincerity and in truth. For those who don't know, Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. This is another edition of Drop the Mic, and as you saw in the clip, the book of Eli, and that was this Edomite, Carnegie, all right, this wicked Edomite named Carnegie. And as you heard him say, the Bible, all right, which that's the book they was referring to, is not a book, it's a weapon. And here in 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 4, it reads, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the power to pulling down of strongholds." So this book, if you might say, is a weapon, all right, and it's described as a weapon throughout the Bible, all right, meaning the words that's written in the book, all right. But you also have wicked shepherds, man, wicked men who would use this weapon for evil, all right, and the righteous and the upright will use this weapon, which is the word, which I'm going to show you in this lesson, for good, man, for righteousness. All right, so this is 2 Corinthians 10 and 4 again, and it reads, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the power to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the power." All right, meaning the wisdom that's written in this book. All right, that's the weapon. All right, that the elect, that the righteous will use. All right, for good, not like the Edomite that you saw in the clip, Carnegie, who wanted to get the book so he can use it for wickedness. And basically that's what you have going on today. Even amongst Israel, amongst the circumcision, you have guys that use this weapon, all right, this book, all right, this wisdom, for wickedness, to control and rule the people and for personal gain. So reading verse 5 again, it says, "Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the power," what's written in the book, "and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of a Mashiach, Yahweh Shai." So now let me get the next precept in the book of Ephesians. Chapter 6, Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 17. To further prove that this word, all right, which is known as the Bible, is a weapon, man, okay, which can be used for good or which can be used for evil. And like I said, you have a lot of wicked men, wicked women also, that use this word for evil. But who I'm referring to specifically is those amongst the circumcision, all the alphabet camps, all right, all the One West splinter camps, all right. You have this private interpretation of the RFID microchip being the mark of the beast. And that's an example of wicked men using this weapon for wickedness, man, for evil. All right, pushing doctrines of devils. You also have this nuclear missile doctrine that's been pushed for many years by the One West splinter camps. Salakia. And basically, that's another example of how this weapon, this word, is used for evil. And many more wayward doctrines that's pushed among the various camps. Alright. Like I say, we'll be here all night if I go through all the wicked doctrines. Alright, the way these wicked men, use the word of the Lord to rule and control, and basically for personal gain, man. So this is Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 17, and it reads, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the power. Alright, so this word is known as a sword, man, which is a weapon. And like I said, you know, in the hands of wicked men, such as the guy you saw in the clip, Carnegie, alright, such as you have amongst the circumcision, like I said, all these alphabet camps, alright, you have GMS, you have GOCC, you got ITR, you got ISUPK, IUIC, alright, and basically they're using this sword for wickedness, man, basically to control the minds of the weak, just like you heard the Edomite say in the clip. So this is Ephesians 6 and 17, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the power, which is the point, showing you that this word is a weapon. Let's get the next precept in the book of Hebrews, chapter 4 and verse 12. And it reads, for the word of the power is quick and powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of the soul. And it's a spiritual weapon. And that's why Paul say the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Alright? So, reading on, it says, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So just basically more proof showing you that this word is in fact a weapon. And like I said, you have guys, wicked men, alright, basically using this weapon for evil, man, to control the minds of the weak, man, alright, just like you saw in the clip. So this is another precept. Let's get Jeremiah 23 and start at 29. And it reads, is not my word like as a fire, saith the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? Because this word is quick and is powerful. Like we read in the book of Hebrews, therefore, behold, I am against the prophet, saith the Lord, that steal my words, every one from his neighbor. And that was an example of what you saw in the clip, the Edomite, Carnegie. And that's basically a metaphor for all these wicked shepherds, alright, who the Lord commanded us to prophesy against, those amongst the circumcision, okay, who's stealing the Lord's words, man, alright, basically using it, using this weapon, alright, using the Bible to control the masses, man, to control the weak, to control the simple, you know, and that's what a wicked man would do, all right, with this Bible, which is a weapon in their hands, man. So It says, therefore, behold, I am against the prophet, saith the Lord, that steal my words, every one from his neighbor. And basically, that's what you have going on amongst the elders at Great Millstone. You know, they basically block me and the brothers here at Teachers of Truth from their comment board. All right, just like you saw in the clip, the Edomite Carnegie. All right, he wanted the book so he could control the narrative and control the people. All right, and that's basically what you have going on in Israel, man. And I'm mainly referring to the elders at Great Millstone. Okay? So I'm going to read that again. It says, therefore, behold, I am against the prophet, saith the Lord, that steal my words, every one from his neighbor. All right? They try to suppress the word, man, because they don't want the masses, the public, to see the information that I bring out. And the questions that I'm asking these guys, they can't answer. All right? So reading on verse 32, behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams. And you had the elder at Great Millstone prophesied that America will be destroyed by the year 2000. So the Lord is against that, man. That's what we consider a false prophet. Okay? Saith the Lord, and do tell them and cause my people to err. Like the guy Nazariah at ITR. He causing the people to err with this RFID microchip doctrine that they're teaching, man. All right, which is not biblical. All right, and we showed that that's a doctrine of devil, that Edomite Terry Cook, man. All right, and that's where these guys get that from, man. It's not biblical, and basically it's adding to the Lord's words, and the Lord says He's going to take your spot from amongst the elect. That's the penalty that you pay for pushing these wayward doctrines and causing the Lord people to err by their lies, man. Because that RFID microchip doctrine is a lie, man. Okay, it's just a plain lie, man. Reading on, it said, and by their likeness, yet I sent them not, nor commanded them. Therefore they shall not profit this people at all, saith the Lord power. And that's what you have going on in Israel, man, amongst the circumcision. These wicked men, man, using this word to control the masses. All right? So this is Titus. I'm going to get another precept. The last precept, the book of Titus, chapter 1 and verse 10. And it says, for they are many unruly and vain talkers. All right, and that's what you have, these guys pushing this RFID microchip doctrine. That's vain, man. All right, that's not biblical, man. And deceivers. All right, like we just read in the book of Jeremiah, those false prophets that prophesy lies, man. All right, and cause the Lord's people to err. Money is the mark of the beast, man. All right, not an RFID microchip. Okay, especially day of the circumcision, and that's who this video is addressed to, those of the circumcision. Like I said, all the alphabet camps, starting with GMS all the way down to ITR. All right, these guys are using the Lord's word to control the masses, to control the mind of the simple. Guys like Nazariah, all right, guys like Elder Tahar, guys like Zabak, all right, all these wicked so-called elders of Israel, all right. Reading on, man. It said, whose mouth must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not. And the things that they're teaching that they ought not is the RFID microchip doctrine. They're also teaching that we're not currently in under the new covenant. They teaching this North, South, Central America doctrine. All right, they proclaim to know who the tribes are and what tribes you're from by where the land you born in. All right, a bunch of wayward doctrines, man. All right, and these things that these guys ought not to teach for filthy lucre's sake. Why? So they can control the mind and the masses of the people. All right, with this weapon, which is the Bible. All right, and reading on verse 12, one of themselves, even a prophet of their own, said, "The creatures are always liars, evil beasts, slow bellies. This witness is true, wherefore rebuke them sharply." And that's why you see when you come to my page, we constantly rebuking these guys, man. We're commanded, according to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 34, to prophesy against these wicked shepherds. All right? So we supposed to rebuke them sharply, man. All right? So if anybody have any questions on why we're getting on these guys, we all supposed to be Israelites. We're commanded by the Lord, man, to rebuke these guys sharply. And rebuke, it says to refute, it says to find fault with, it says to call to account. And that's basically what we doing, man. All right, we call into account. We rebuking these guys sharply. Show one his fault. All right, and that's what we doing. Showing you your fault, man. Showing you that the RFID microchip is not biblical, man. It's a private interpretation. And it's basically making and adding to the Lord's word. All right, remember we're commanded, going back to the book of Proverbs, to choose none of this devil ways. And you got these guys bringing in these doctrines of these devils, such as Michael D. Fortner and Terry Cook, into the temple, man. All right. It says to chasten, to punish. All right. So basically, that's the point, to tell a fault, to reprove, man. All right. So you guys are being reproved for these doctrines that you teaching, man. All right. So it says, this witness is true, wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith, not giving heed to Jewish fables. All right, we're going to look up this word fables. And it says a fiction. All right, because that's what that nuclear missile doctrine is. That's what that Constantine being upon the white horse in the book of Revelation doctrine is, an invention. It's fiction. It's a fable. And basically it's a falsehood from false prophets, man. All right. So here you see it says a myth. Okay. So it says not giving heed to Jewish myths. All right. Fables, fiction, and commandments of men. And that's what you have all these young guys, all right, through their simplicity, all right, those doctrines that's being taught, mainly the RFID microchip, is commandments of men. All right, like you have this guy, Nazariah, giving commandments to the young guys, telling them less YouTube and more reading. All right, basically using sorcery, man, to control the minds of the weak and the simple, just like you saw the Edomite in the clip. Carnegie say, man. All right, basically he don't want you to see other things, man. All right. He wants you to be indoctrinated, all right? He wants to be able to control your mind and control the narrative, okay? So it says not giving heed to the Jewish fables, which these guys are teaching, with a lot of the doctrines they teach, and commandments of men that turn from the truth, all right? And what's the truth? The truth is the mark of the beast is money, man. All right, we showed you, all right, through mounds of evidence, all right, that the mark of the beast is money, literal money, all right, and money is an idol All right, money is the main idol that's being worshipped. All right, and with that, I'm gonna say shalom.